Anjali Dudani from Bloggers Ideas, and today I'll be doing a detailed review of R.L. Stine's Masterclass, which teaches you to write for young audiences. I'm here so that you can figure out if this is lucrative enough of the money you invest in this masterclass. Before anything else, you should know that Masterclass is the place where you get exclusive access to a plethora of information by the top ranking professionals in their particular fields. So if you want to take a course in Masterclass, you can choose any one course of your choice for $90 and access it for lifetime, or you can pay $180 for a year and can have an all-access pass for all the courses available in Masterclass. I strongly suggest you to take an all-access pass as the curated content of courses that they have is really amazing, and you will definitely get to learn a lot from the best teachers of their industry. So, R.L. Stine, who is best known for selling a whopping 400 million copies of his books around the world, exclusively uses this masterclass to share his untold secrets to the aspiring and exuberant authors who aim to write for young audiences. The first thing he accentuates on is that writing is not something that is supposed to be difficult. It is a common fallacy that writing is something which has to come from deep inside you or something which you have to work at. An author can just write for fun and make good money out of it. In fact, Stine goes on to say that none of his books has required a deep course of thinking. Not one of them was written from his heart. Not one. Now let me tell you a little more about R.L. Stine. Robert Lawrence Stine, who is also known as Bob, is the children's best-loved author under the horror section. Bob has written over 300 books for children from 7 to 15 years of age. Initially into humor writing, R.L. Stine used to write magazines for teenagers. It was around 1986 that he first wrote his horror novel. Since then, he has mastered the art of entertaining and scaring the young readers. Goosebumps, which was a horror series for young kids, got recreated into a movie in 2015. They also released a sequel to the same movie, which was called Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, in the year 2018, in which Stine himself played a role. Now let me give you a description of this masterclass course. When you decide to invest your money in this masterclass, you can be content and certain that you will definitely uncover something valuable or find what you've been missing out all this time. This course is set to help the authors who are looking to target the young audience. From R.L. Stine's exclusive content on this masterclass, you will have an insight into his techniques which make all of his books a big success. He will describe his entire journey of writing a book with an extensive depth, right from getting ideas to promoting yourself. In this masterclass, you will have access to 28 video lessons from one of the best-selling novelists in America. This itself is a colossal deal for the viewers. The video lessons start from an introduction and the 28th video ends with a conclusion. As the course proceeds, Stine makes sure that he goes on to address every context and positionize every topic so that the viewers have a clear understanding of what he's trying to teach. In addition to that, this masterclass provides its subscribers with a class workbook. It is a 63-page PDF which gives you a deep insight into every topic Stine has chosen to speak about. Never before has Bob invested in so much of his time to teach the young talents in this industry who desire to pursue writing as a career. Next, let me take you for a walk through each section. The first section is how to scare your readers, and the first lesson in this section is the key to scary writing. The first and the most important thing that Bob asks the writers is to choose whether they'll be writing their script in the first person or as a third person. He suggests to his viewers that they write in the first person because that is one of the most important things that brings the necessary flavor to any story. If the main character is written in the first person, the reader gets the opportunity to experience the emotions of the main character. When a book is written in the first person, you are right there with the character. You feel what the character feels. A close point of view which the author brings makes the book much scarier. It entertains the reader and makes them feel exhilarated when you can make them feel that they are inside your book. And when the reader is able to relate to what is going on in the story, boom, you have yourself a good book. Stine also tells his viewers to pay attention to the number of thoughts you attach to the main character. Your book becomes boring if your main character is thinking too much. So always ensure to keep a proper balance between feelings and actions. The next lesson is how to scare your readers. This is entirely what your horror story depends on. Bob shares his personal thoughts on what are the things that makes a book scary. He tells his viewers to relate to the experiences they had while growing up. Remember the things that terrified you? The feeling of panic, anger, and fear? It may be your dark basement, a swimming pool, or your attic. Bob also puts an emphasis on using normal locations as the setting of your story. Kids cannot relate to a remote jungle in Africa or a glacier in the Arctic. They need to read about something similar, somewhere they have already been to before, like a school or a basement or a backyard. These locations seem familiar and you should focus on making these places scary. Building terrific suspense is what a good story needs. Use something that your character is unaware of. Try to get inside your reader's head. Suspense is the essence of a story. Concentrate on what your character sees and not on what he feels. The next lesson in this section is mixing horror and humor. As people, we are all traditionally scared of the same things, but the sense of humor is a subjective quality. Thus, humor writing might be a little difficult. Your objective is not to terrify the kids to their absolute core, because storybooks are all about entertainment. A book becomes entertaining when it has humor in between the scary sections of the story. So excessive spine-chilling scenes in your script makes your story lose its effectiveness. So use a lot of humor and don't make your story a bit daunting. The next section is titled The Idea Store, and the first lesson in this section answers the question, where does R.L. Stine get his ideas from? Everybody has the same question. Where does Bob get his ideas from? He simply tells us that nobody can teach you to come up with new ideas, but the most important thing for an author so that he can seize some engrossing ideas is to be alert all the time. Bob mentions that his idea store comprises of 3 important departments. Experience, memory, and imagination are the 3 important gold mines for him. Use the deepest parts of your memory and remember the small instances which once might have terrified you when you were young. This might ignite an astounding idea for your story. Stine personally has always had the weirdest thoughts out of nowhere. So he specifically highlights that viewers can compile their weirdest thoughts and somehow transform it into a good idea. Write about your weirdest imaginations because they might give you the brilliant idea you need. You are the king of your universe and you can use your most creative imagination to create a good draft. The next lesson in this section talks about the other rich sources of ideas. Bob mentions that a lot of his writings were inspired by various movies and TV shows. Sometimes you can create an entire story just from a good title. You can develop good ideas if you have a title in mind. Once you have yourself a distinguished title, you can start asking yourself all sorts of questions that are required to write a story. It is a common misapprehension that you need to have a dozen ideas to start with. You absolutely don't need that. You can have a single idea and still make a good book out of it. The next lesson is getting from idea to plot outline. How is that you proceed to the plot outline after having selected the idea for your book? You should have scenes and the basic idea of the story. Decide your characters, decide the ending, and that will make it really simple for you to proceed to the plot outline. An initial outline allows you to see what you have with yourself, and that helps you to see where you are going. Just be sure about what you are going to write. The next lesson is 20 story ideas for you. In this masterclass, where R.L. Stine teaches to write for young audiences, You have access to 20 story ideas created for him. These are included in the subscription and you can feel free to pick any idea that you like the most. It is entirely up to you how creative you become and how interesting you make it. The next section is writing a successful draft, and the first lesson is have fun with your first draft. Writers generally try to draw out far-reaching first drafts, but Stine gives the writers a dope on how your first draft should be written effortlessly without any hard work. There should be no struggle in it, and you should just keep on writing until you complete it. Always try to write in proper order. It is extremely important that you follow a sequence in your draft. You cannot write the middle portion of your book and hop on to write the start. After you complete your first draft, you can always go back and make the essential changes. It is okay to change and add new things along the course. Finish your first draft even if you think that it is not up to the mark. After completing it, you can be more serious while writing your next draft. The obstacles and difficulties would definitely be minimized in your next draft. The next lesson in this section is revising and getting feedback. In this section, Stine tells you to read your entire draft again. He insists on reading it more than one time. Look for your mistake. Look for typos. In Stine's own writings, weather mistakes happen a lot. Take a look at what you have and make it much scarier than it was. You can add more to it, more emotions, more feelings, much more scare. It becomes easy for you to build on it if you have a good base ready. After completing your second draft, find someone who is willing to read your story. Look for a person who likes to read, someone whose opinion you can trust. Ask him all the questions which will help your story. Ask him about the things he didn't like, the characters he didn't believe in, what parts he didn't buy, what sections bored him. Ask him for his honest opinion. All of this unequivocally going to make your book much better. Most of the writers hate to revise on the basis of feedback. But remember that a book has never come out worse after revision. Stine makes sure to put a lot of emphasis on this particular video lecture. These sections were just an introduction to this mind-blowing masterclass by R.L. Stine himself. Stine has never before done anything like this, and these video lectures are 100% exclusive for Masterclass subscribers. In the full class, you get entire access to his 28 video lectures. Here, he goes in depth of what is required through the entire course of writing a book and promoting it. How to make your book sell, how to promote yourself, how to hook your readers right away, how to engage your readers, how to make them read your entire book, how to develop routines. If you've always had these questions on your mind and if you are struggling to find these answers, this masterclass is just for you. Next, coming to the pros of this masterclass, R.L. Stine's video lectures are absolutely exclusive to this masterclass. You will have access to these videos only on the masterclass. In this masterclass, Stine goes in depth to inform you about writing horror for young audiences. You will get access to 28 video lessons and answers to common questions every writer has. You'll also get an access to class workbook, which gives you every little detail you need. You have exclusive access to his I Am Slappy Twins original outline and Slappy Twins revised outline. You also get access to Give Me a KILL character cheat sheet. Moving on ahead to the question of who should do this course. This course is perfect for young writers who desire to learn the art of writing a book and promoting it. The video lectures give you a good start and put you on the right path once you complete it. Some writers know how to write but feel perplexed at the start. Even if you already write, after doing this course, you will surely learn some new things which you were unaware of before. You will understand where you lack and where you need to improve. The workbook, which is provided by R.L. Stine in this masterclass, gives you a deep knowledge right from step 1. Even the writers who have a lot of experience many a time feel directionless and lose hope in the middle of a draft. For the writers who face the smallest kind of difficulties, this course is precisely designed for you. From the copious details provided in these video lessons by Stine, you will learn and realize different possibilities in which your writing skills can be shown a better path. I'm gonna give you my honest review about this masterclass. Being a wallflower teen, I penned down all my thoughts and my emotions as it was difficult for me to express myself vocally. It was since then that I was into writing. I knew how to write, yet it always felt that I was missing on something important. I was putting in the time and effort I was supposed to, yet somehow I flagged. Eventually, I decided to write horror for the young audience, and I needed some guidance for the same. R.L. Stine's books were the ones which incentivized me a lot, and thus I decided to take his masterclass on writing for young audiences. When I started to go through it, it struck me how much I was unaware of the essentials that I could have used in my writings over all these years. The sheer depth of the knowledge Stine provides in his video lectures made me wonder why I didn't come across this program much earlier in my life. There might be instances in this video lecture where you would want to skip to the next part, but don't do that. Just be patient because it always gets interesting. Inspired by him over the years, I promptly decided to subscribe to his program. My incredulity was followed by hope when I saw the material I never knew about. What I could have used over the years in my books could have brought colossal changes in them. However, I feel grateful now that I'm informed and enriched with the knowledge I missed out for so long. We all expect substantial outcomes when we make a living out of the things we feel passionate about. After you complete this program, I'm pretty sure you will find all the things you were looking for. Going in for his video lessons, I expected to be upskilled, and it didn't come as a surprise that I got acquainted with a lot of things and some new fashion techniques I was unaware of. The best part about it was that Stine instills hope in the young aspiring writers. He tells you it is not hard at all to be a successful writer. He guides his viewers at every step and makes sure to emphasize that if you are even remotely interested in writing, you can pull it off easily. So guys, I hope you like this detailed review of R.L. Stine's masterclass, which teaches you to write for young audiences. And if you want to pursue this course, I'll be adding all the details in the description box below, so you can go find it there. And stay tuned for more such reviews coming up. Until then, take care, stay safe, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And one last thing before leaving, don't forget to click on the bell icon. So this is Anjali signing off. Bye guys!